What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about the latest abomination from Arcade1up. Is this the final sign that the company is on their deathbed? Well, some may agree, some may disagree, but let's talk about it right now. Okay, so for the last couple days, we've been getting some images of the actual packaging of the cabinet itself. The cabinet in question, of course, is the Golden Tee / Midway combo cab. And today we finally got some actual images of the cabinet itself out on display at Costco. We had somebody actually buy the cabinet, going to take it home, going to check it out, maybe give us some gameplay. I know the community is going to be excited about that. But we have some more exciting images from the Frank Drebin. That's right, Frank Drebin from Police Squad and the Naked Gun movies is actually alive and well, and he's taking pictures of cabinets in a Costco. So I'm going to go throw that image up right now so you can see some of the images of the actual cabinet itself, the front, the back, the side to side, the front, back, side to side, the control panel, all that. There you go. Take a look at it. And I got to say right off the bat, some people are sort of pleasantly surprised. Like, this is no big deal. Hey, look, it doesn't look that bad. It's not that bad. It's really not terrible. Well, I guess if that's the way you want to quantify and qualify this, great. It's not a burning pile of feces yet. But I think that my bar, at least, everybody's bars set at different places, my bar is a little bit higher. I know Arcade1up is not a pure arcade one-to-one recreation, but back in the day, they were claiming to be 3/4 scale recreations of arcade cabinets from back in the day. They had a goal. They had something they were shooting for. What is the goal here? Well, let's talk about that right now. The Chicago gaming company back in the day came out with something very similar to this, and we're supposed to believe that this is the inspiration of the cabinet that we see before us right now. This was something that was put together, like I said, it was by Chicago Gaming Company. You had a full-size Golden Tee arcade cabinet, and with that cabinet, you had more than 20 games. You had more than just two actual companies involved. It wasn't just IT and Midway. This was actually Midway, Taito, IT, Atari. There was a lot going on here, and for some people who like that setup, the multi-cade setup, that's great, and that's fine. But is that the standard we should be shooting at? So let's go back to the actual Arcade1up cabinet. Take a look at it. You can see if you go back and forth between this and that other cabinet, it is similar in many, many ways. And I guess, like I said, if that's what you were shooting for, if that's what you were wishing you could have in your arcade, well, congratulations, you're going to get it. But there's just a lot of huge missed opportunities here. First off, the artwork on the side is not near as good. I'm going to use air quotes. It's not as good as the original cabinet that was put out back in the day. The same sort of the Chicago Gaming Company sort of mash-up Frankenstein cabinet, if you will. The artwork isn't quite as good, but that's subjective. Okay, put that aside. Okay, the control panel itself, the artwork is not really good, but once again, that is also subjective. What's not subjective is the amount of room that a player is going to have to play this game. First player has a decent shot of having some placement if you're talking about the one-player joystick button, position. But the second position is you could just forget it. There's nowhere to rest your palm. Now, maybe if you just game like this, like with your fingers up and you never rest a hand or a palm anywhere, hey, you're going to love this cabinet.
What did you say?
Whatever, sure. And the marquee is fine. I mean, that's probably, where it really sort of inspires me to think of a better cabinet that would have been better suited for this layout, for this form factor. That split marquee reminds me of, the Showtime cab, the NBA, I think it was NBA on NBC, Showtime, and NFL Blitz cabinet they did back in the day. Now, to me, that would have been a better target to shoot for. Now, you already have NBA Jam. You have your NFL Blitz Legends, which is not 100% Blitz, but it's close enough for, I think, most people. To put those two games together, to have that games list on a single cab, have it split down the middle, have the artwork of either cabinets on either side, I think that would have been an absolute hit, especially if you do it in an XL. So for those of you that were waiting for an NBA Jam XL with a good monitor, this would scratch that itch. And for those of you that wanted to just see, NFL Blitz and a Deluxe or an XL, there you go. Both needs would have been met. And that would have been a cabinet that is still pretty desirable to this day. It's tough to find. And when you do find them, you're going to probably pay anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000, depending on the condition of that cabinet. But that would be a great way to bring two cabinets together, two games lists that you already have out there, in a way that is arcade accurate, and in a way I think would be way more desirable than this abomination. And that's what I think this is. I think this thing is absolutely hideous. I think it's just wrong on so many different levels. And it doesn't feel like a real Midway cabinet, the way they've got sort of the Golden Tee aesthetic with a Midway logo sort of slapped on the side. The side art is just horrible. The games that's on the bottom, it's not good. It does remind me a lot of an ALU. This looks more like an At Games product than anything else. And that used to be the thing that separated At Games from Arcade1up. Arcade1up was inspired by an arcade machine from back in the day. They were trying to recreate that. Some say they got close, some say they didn't get close enough. Hey, your opinion is your opinion, that's fine. But it was clear that they had a goal, and that's what they were trying to shoot for, emulate, simulate. This is not it. This is not the cabinet that they should have had as a goal, as an ideal to shoot for, when there are so many other classic, iconic arcade cabinets out there that they haven't even touched yet, that they haven't even gone after. Different cabinets, based on the games that they already have, the games that are on this list. And if you look at the games on this list, that's what a lot of people are struggling with. Like, yeah, I don't want this. I don't need this, but it's got Gorf on it. It's got Sinistar. Well, that's fine, but you don't have a flight stick for Gorf. You don't have a 59-way joystick or that Hall Effects joystick that they used on Blitz on this cabinet. At least that part is not clear. So how accurately can you play those games? And then wouldn't you have rather had an arcade cabinet that was themed in those games? Still include these Midway classics, but themed in Sinistar or Gorf. Go to direct consumer. Do anything else. And I'm tired of all this, the retailers want this, the retailers want that. The retailers want what the retailers want, that's fine. But the customers are the ones that are footing the bill. The customers are the ones that are paying for this. And the proof is going to definitely be in the pudding. This thing may sell great. There's a lot of people online that say, hey, this looks good. I can't wait to get it. I think those people they like multicades. That's what they're into. They maybe just want one machine, has a bunch of different games on it. They're not real super focused on the arcade recreation. And hey, listen, those people may be happy. But I think those people are going to be few and far between when it comes to the general consumer. Because remember, if you want to just push us off to the side, the arcade enthusiasts aren't important. You don't matter. You can say that. You can say we're a small percentage of the market. But once you get above $500, this cabinet is priced at $600. Once you get above that $500 price point, this is not an impulse buy. An average consumer is going to really have to see something on this cabinet that they just have to have. What would the marquee title be? Golden Tee, right? What's been getting a lot of coverage? What the market is oversaturated with what game? Golden Tee. We've had many iterations of this. If anybody was out there jonesing for some kind of Golden Tee, appliance, arcade machine, I use that in quotes, they've already scratched that itch. So the people I really feel sorry for are the ones that, like me, the early adopters of the original XL, which I still have, and I've had to do 2 monitor swaps to get a nice clean monitor, a nice clean image and picture. I feel sorry for the people that were waiting for an XL with a BOE monitor, and they thought they were finally going to get it, and oops, they get this horrible, horrible thing. Now listen, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. There's one gorgeous, beautiful, lovely thing I love about this cabinet. And there's one reason why I would consider buying this cabinet. And it's for those screw hole covers. Yeah, these little guys here. Let me just go. I've got a couple laying around here. Yeah, these the screw hole plugs, the little covers. That'd be great. That's the one thing I wish I could get my hands on. They would just sell those, like a bag of those in multicolors, in the color scheme that I need for mine. I think that's all I would need. And that's about as useful as I think this cabinet really is. It's misguided. It's all over the place. It's emulating a cabinet that nobody is jonesing for. None of the. I mean, no one is. This is not some sought-after cabinet. You might as well just take a Golden Tee that you already have, or any other random cabinet, and just take a 60-in-1 JAMA board and throw it in there and call it good. Now, the great thing is you can still buy this if you want to. There are some retailers out there that still have this original cabinet. Not this garbage from Arcade1up, but the original thing that they're trying to emulate. You can go out and get that for $3,000. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe this thing is highly sought after. Or maybe it's just overpriced because nobody's buying it. And unfortunately, I think that's exactly the situation we're going to see with this cabinet from Arcade1up. So look forward to grabbing this on sale at Costco for about $3.99. But anyway, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Everybody, y'all have a blessed day, and I will see all of you next time.